Alright TM Nation, so almost a year ago, pretty much everybody, including myself, was raving about the iPhone 15 Pro. I mean, it's got all of the bells and whistles, the awesome camera, the supercharged processor, and a sleek design. But here's the thing guys, I'm back to using my iPhone 13 mini as my daily driver for a few key reasons, and to be honest, I don't really miss using the larger, much more capable, and on paper, far superior phone for reasons that I'll explain later in this video. Now don't get me wrong, the 15 Pro is a phenomenal phone, but for me the two main factors that influenced my decision were size and usability. At first it did feel difficult switching from the 15 Pro to the 13 mini. I did kind of miss the dynamic island because although it does not impact every application that I use, there are some that I use daily that provide easy access, and I have been accustomed to that feature. For example, when I'm outside walking using the Adidas app, the dynamic island gives me easy access to see my progress instead of looking for the app icon and opening it up. But being completely honest, the 15 Pro is a big phone for someone like myself with average sized hands. The 6.1-inch display is awesome for watching shows and mobile gaming, but for everyday use, it's not a one-handed device for me in all situations. Reaching the top of the screen for notifications or swiping down the control center seemed to be a constant thumb stretching exercise, and depending on what I was wearing, it tended to bulge out and be noticeable. Now comparing that to the 13 mini, it's like a breath of fresh air. With the compact 5.4-inch display, it fits in my hand perfectly. Using it one-handed is like second nature, and it disappears in my pocket without a bulge. To me, it's like Apple shrunk down all of the power without sacrificing comfort, and trust me, the aluminum frame feels premium. And look, I know that some people love the big phone life and even go for the Pro Max, which is something that I would never do. For me, like I said, the constant struggle with one-handed use and the feeling of lugging around a small tablet just wasn't worth it. Now, I do have to address the fact that the 15 Pro uses a 120Hz display coming in at 2556 by 1179 pixels, while the Mini uses a 60Hz display coming in at 2340 by 1080. And I'm not gonna act like the difference isn't noticeable for me. It certainly is nice to have the higher refresh rate, but to be honest, after using the Mini for a few hours, the difference isn't so huge that I feel like I need to switch back. As for taking pictures and videos, the 15 Pro is certainly the more capable device. The camera system really is like having a mini film studio in your pocket, and the processor can handle just about anything that you'd have to throw at it. But here's the thing, for most of the people like myself that take the footage on their phone and then port it over to our computers for editing, that level of power is overkill. But for the camera array, the 15 Pro boasts a triple lens system, a main wide lens and ultra wide lens for capturing expansive landscapes, and a telephoto lens for zooming in on distant objects. The 13 mini on the other hand uses a dual lens system, a main wide lens and an ultra wide lens, but it still packs a serious punch. The 12 megapixel sensor captures stunning photos with excellent detail and dynamic range. In most cases, I could hardly tell the difference between the two in capturing photos, and for a moderate user like myself, the difference certainly is not worth paying an extra $600 for. Now, there is no hiding the fact that the 15 Pro does have a much higher megapixel count, coming in at 48 in comparison to 12 like I said earlier, which can translate to more detail, especially in low light situations. The telephoto lens on the 15 Pro is also definitely a bonus, allowing for increased optical zoom, which is great for capturing faraway objects. But for me, the trade-off in size and the fact that I rarely zoom in that much on my phone photos made the 13 mini's camera a perfectly capable and suitable option for most situations. Let's also not forget that the 15 Pro still sits at $1,000 on Apple's website, while you can usually find the Mini on eBay and some other retailers for between $350 and $400. And personally speaking, for that price difference, the only real difference that I feel in between the two is gonna be the battery life. I'd be doing you all a huge disservice if I did not mention this, because the battery life that I've experienced with the Mini is not great. Don't get me wrong, with the 2438 milliamp hour battery, it can usually get me through a typical day with light use, but with moderate use, not so much. If you're a heavy mobile device user that's constantly streaming, mobile gaming, or using your GPS, you're definitely going to be using the charger a lot more with the Mini. This is a significant trade-off because the 15 Pro is packing a 3274 mAh battery. That being said, the smaller size and portability of the Mini do come at the expense of a smaller battery. However, I have been able to mitigate this by ensuring that I keep a portable power bank. Something else that I do want to remind you guys of is the fact that since the 13 mini is an older iPhone, it still is charging via lightning cable, which is a significant difference from the 15 Pro, which charges via USB Type-C. When I made the switch back, I did have to remember to bring my lightning cables out of retirement, but it wasn't a huge impact because I have wireless chargers pretty much all throughout my home, and my car does have a wireless charger as well. I do want to mention another thing about the 15 Pro that I did come to like, and that was the action button. It's crazy how many people I've come across with a phone in the 15 lineup that rarely use this feature or understand how much it can do to make your life using this device a lot easier. There are many folks on YouTube such as Steven Robles and 9to5Mac that have awesome tutorials on getting the most out of this feature, so check them out for more information. But this is definitely something that I do miss at times now that I'm back with the 13 mini. Look, at the end of the day guys, the best phone for you is the one that fits your lifestyle and needs. The 15 Pro is definitely a powerhouse, but for me, the size and portability of the 13 mini just trumps all of the features that I get with the larger phone. So if you're contemplating making the same switch, or if you have already made the switch, let me know in the comment section how it's working out for you. Do you miss using a larger phone, or is the 13 mini and all its glory enough for you and your needs? Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tech Mo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.